Good morning, happy Friday, and welcome to Sunrise Small Talk episode number 69. Today's episode is going to be a continuation from the One Big Beautiful Tax Bill proposal. We're going to go over items 6 through 10 today. 6 and 7 are bullet points from the proposal, and then the remainder of the items are just going to be more conversational things to think about of what the implications of such tax bill will be. So here we go. Okay, bullet point number 6. No income tax on tips or overtime. That's something that had obviously been talked about. That is something that is part of the proposal. In addition to that, bringing back 100% deductibility on equipment, which is part of Section 179 of the tax code. So what does that mean? That is what we often call the realtor's tax credit. Realtors, they have to drive their clients around, so they go out, they buy an SUV or a truck that weighs over 6,000 pounds, and you can get 100% deduction for that upfront. That was removed. That is going to be brought back. Also, another part of that is interest on a car loan, 100% deductibility if it's an American-made car. Number 7, before I talk into more of the conceptual things, QBI for the business owners, that is qualified business income, which you currently get a 20% deduction off of your business income for certain industries, service industries, basically. That number is going to increase to 23%, so a little increase to that deduction that you're able to take if you're a business owner. Conceptually, how does this happen? What does it look like? Well, bullet points 8 and 9, a decrease of $880 billion with some Medicaid proposals. Several items in there, but just reducing some of those Medicaid benefits for certain folks. And that is an area that I'll kind of touch base on number 10. Number 9, calculated that this is going to require about a $3.8 or $4 trillion increase to the debt ceiling. Current national debt is something like $36 trillion. I think way back when I did Sunrise Small Talk episode number 1, that number was more like, I don't know, somewhere in the 20s. COVID obviously increased that number significantly. We spent more on COVID in the first few months of COVID than we did in all of World War II, statistic that I often think about. So obviously, really since the turn of the century, our national debt is just completely out of control, and there's really nothing in the foreseeable future that's going to balance out that debt. So going to number 10, which kind of ties all of this together, going to be some changes throughout the Senate. Initially, this bill was they wanted this bill to pass by 4th of July. As of the recording of this, I don't know exactly where we are on that. I would assume nowhere near hitting that deadline. And also there's been a ton of changes discussed. So as I'm recording this, everything I'm saying is still on the board, but could have changed by the time you see this. So Senate changes, I know a couple of the big ones were the SALT change. Remember from the last episode, that SALT tax limit, deduction limit going from $10,000 to $40,000. A lot of senators are not on board with that. And then also just the Medicaid decrease of $880 billion. These are both over a decade, by the way. So that $880 billion deduction in Medicaid spending, that's projected to be over the course of a decade. And then likewise, this $4 trillion increase to the deficit, that's over a decade as well. So a lot of these things are in the first 7 bullet points are going to take place 2026 through 28, some of them until 29, 30. It's kind of all over the board. And the reality is these are just ideas at this point. Nothing is official. So I don't know if you have any questions on any of that, and have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.